Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how I do this really cool, trendy, angled mixed mani. It's all the rage and you're seeing them everywhere this season. So I'm gonna go ahead and take out Toffee Nut and Watermelon Session. Toffee Nut is a gorgeous neutral, similar to Giza Sands, and Watermelon Session is the pink of the season. So let's go ahead and get our nails prepped really well first, because that makes all the difference when you apply your nail strips. They go on better and they last longer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take Toffee Nut out of the packaging. Go ahead and apply it to my nail. I like to tap mine with my middle finger and just lay it down at the base of the cuticle. Make sure you hold it down. Make sure you got your placement good. Then once you do, give it a gentle stretch and smooth it along the sides. That gentle stretch helps release any wrinkles that you might have along the way, and it just smooths them down. Then I take my nail to remove the excess. You can also use a rubber cuticle pusher here if you don't have long nails. And then once I do that, I'm gonna smooth it down. Now I'm going to take Watermelon Session and use the nail strips that I don't typically use for my regular mani, and then put the other ones back in, and then I can save these and use for a manicure in the future. So I'm trying to decide which way I want to angle it. Okay, and as you'll see here, I end up messing this one up, but it's nice for you to see that you can make a mistake and then fix it, that you're not committed to it and you're not going to ruin your nails. So where I messed up was I went a little bit too shallow, and when I started to remove the excess, I accidentally tore the nail strip, which I'm sure some of you might have done this when you're doing your nails. If you get a little crazy and start, trying to remove, you can cause it, because it's dry on the top but not underneath, you can cause it to stretch and then snag, which is exactly what I did here. And you're gonna see that not all is lost. If this happens to you, just gently take your fingernail and just scrape it off. Don't go too hard so that you don't mess up your polish underneath, but just gently scrape it off and then start over. I think I just needed to go a little bit deeper and not so shallow along the tip. Or if I wanted that shallow look, I needed to just fold the nail polish strip down and then just be a little more extra gentle with trying to remove the excess so that it didn't rip that nail strip. So with putting it a little bit further down, it made the removing the excess a whole lot easier, and I did not rip it this time. So just go slow and steady. That is really the key. Slow and steady, and just take your time. So that one worked out. And I also found by doing this, a lot of it's trial and error. Cutting the nail strip, removing the backing off of the top and taking scissors and going down the middle makes it where you have two ends, and then even from there, you can, once you get the nail strip positioned on your nail, see, I'm gonna show you right here how cutting it down gives you two long strips that you can use. And you can also cut whatever's hanging off on the end of your nail and use the other end of that strip for another nail. So I could honestly do this entire mani with probably using one or two nail strips. If I wanted to use one of the thumb strips, because that one is a lot thicker and wider, I could probably do all of my nails with just a thumb. But I use that little skinny pinky that I never use, and one other nail strip. This mani was so much fun to do, and it is so trendy right now, you guys. I see them everywhere. When I scroll the Nailfees pages, when I'm looking on Pinterest, when I'm looking on Instagram, they're just really popular right now. It's just like a kind of a subtle, classy, chic look. So just remove, there's where I'm showing you that I can cut the end of that nail strip so that I can use it for another nail. Just remove that excess, gently, very gently with your nail or a cuticle pusher. And yeah, that's really as easy as it is, you guys. It's so simple. And you could probably do this with, if you have any leftovers in your freezer, or twosies. Twosies would be great. I almost did this with Key West's Best so that I didn't have to open up a whole new set. But then I was like, are you kidding me? This is Watermelon Session, the #1 bestseller. I have to try it. And here is a tip, you guys. If you have cold hands, use your hairdryer to blast your nails, because cold hands will not allow the nail strip to lay down. It'll bubble up on the edges. So just blast your hands with your hairdryer for a few seconds to heat them up, or sit on them, put them in your shirt, or use a heating pad, just something to get your nails and your hands really warm so that your nail strips go on very easily. And here I'm going to show the whole process of how to put these nail strips on, my tips, of how to get them on nice and smooth. So put it again at the base, tap it down with your finger, and then once you get the placement right, smooth it along the bottom, and then just give it a gentle tug and stretch, which will move out all the wrinkles. And then you can just use your finger to pull that skin to the side, smooth it to the side, then come around to the other side, use your finger to push that finger down, and then smooth it to the side, and then just gently stretch it. I like to act like I'm putting saran wrap on leftovers. This way, it's just kind of a challenge. You know, how fun is it to try to get the smoothest seal with saran wrap? Color Street is like my saran wrap. Such a fun little challenge. Then remove all the excess gently. Then once you do that, you can go ahead and get your nail strip ready to angle that French. And then I'm using the other strip that I cut in half so that you can get as many nails as possible out of just a few sets. And if you don't get it right or angled right, you can lift it and reposition it. Like on this nail, I had to do it like 3 or 4 times, I think. Just lift it up and place it back down. So it's very forgiving if you mess up. So don't be intimidated to try this. It's a whole lot of fun. Yep, just smoothing it and using my thumb to gently go back and forth. Key is gentle, guys. You don't want to go too crazy with it so you don't pull it and rip it. There we go. And I'm going to use my file later to remove that excess. Just let that kind of cure as I'm going. There's no need to remove all of that as you're doing your nails. Just do it all at the end.